So I recently became religious and observant. I've always been Jewish. It's always been a core part of my identity. I was always confounded by the Jewish security question. I never felt safe at a synagogue. Growing up in the area, I sort of always had one eye on the door. And so I was always looking, why has that problem never been solved? And as I grew up, the question for me as I increased my observance was, how can I, solve that problem while simultaneously increasing my observance? So, for those that are interested, it's actually a mitzvah. It's a series of mitzvahs to protect innocent life. Deuteronomy, Devarim, actually outlines the sort of rules of engagement. In other words, if someone is trying to kill another person, that you have to intervene, and you're basically authorized to use lethal force to stop that murder from happening. Simultaneously, if the crime occurs, you have to arrest that person and hold them for court, and not allow them for a series of revenge killings to take place. You can't stand idly by your brother's blood. That always spoke to me, and that's what sort of propelled me into private security as well, so that I could better serve my community and the synagogues and the houses of worship and the schools and etc. And the individual families in the area, and that informed my firearms training and my personal firearms training, as well as the instruction I provide, and it's just been a great thing. And the problem I recognized is even if I, as an individual security officer, am providing training, I'm not always there. So we started a nonprofit called Hazak Hazak, and our board has put together this organization. We provide subsidized training for key Jewish community members. Some people take issue with the term. We may change the term, but it's the people who are always present. They're always there for a minyan. They're always at the synagogue. They're always at the school. There's certain people that if you say, oh, such and such synagogue, such and such school, that person's the first one to clock in and the last one to leave. And after an anti-Semitic event in Colorado where a kid was basically chased down, that's what we decided to create that program, because we can guarantee there are always going to be people there, and if we empower them, the outcomes will be better, and we can maximally mitigate these adverse events. And simultaneously, we coordinate Act 235 state police training. We're not providing the Act 235 training, but the state mandates a 40-hour course, so typically that falls with 2 Saturdays, 2 Sundays, so Shabbat observant people can't do that. So we coordinate the people and all the prerequisites, the vision, the psychological, etc., and then we coordinate a Shabbat-friendly, state-certified police course that they can become armed security for their institutions.
What is Act 235?
Act 235 is the term, it's the law for hireable armed security in Pennsylvania. For example, your police are Act 120. So it's sort of an industry term. So if a real police officer is going to be Act 120, a real legitimate private security officer is going to be Act 235.